Scene script. Have you ever felt like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, burdened by anxiety and uncertainty? In the hustle and bustle of our modern existence, these feelings of anxiety and uncertainty have become all too common. It is as if they have woven themselves into the very fabric of our lives, an invisible yet palpable pressure that manifests itself in various ways, from sleepless nights spent ruminating over the what-ifs, to that constant knot in the pit of your stomach. In fact, it's startling to realize just how prevalent these emotions have become. Across the globe, millions of people are grappling with these feelings daily. It's not an isolated issue or one that discriminates. Regardless of age, gender, or social status, anxiety and uncertainty have a way of creeping into our lives. And the impact these emotions have on our mental well-being is profound. They can cause us to retreat from the world, to isolate ourselves and to live in a state of constant worry and fear. They can rob us of our joy, our peace, and our ability to fully engage with life. The impact is not just mental, but physical too. Our bodies respond to these feelings with symptoms like headaches, stomach issues, and fatigue. It's a vicious cycle, with our physical ailments feeding back into our mental state, further exacerbating our anxiety and uncertainty. Yet in this bleak landscape, there is a beacon of hope. An ancient philosophy that has withstood the test of time, offering practical tools to help us navigate these treacherous emotional terrains. A philosophy that doesn't promise an easy fix, but presents us with a way to build resilience, to cultivate inner peace, and to transform the way we perceive and react to the world around us. But what if I told you that there's an ancient philosophy that offers practical tools for conquering these feelings? Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that thrives on inner peace and tranquility. Born in the bustling markets of Athens some 2,000 years ago, Stoicism was the brainchild of Zeno of Citium. A merchant turned philosopher, Zeno formulated a philosophy rooted in tranquility, virtue, and most importantly, control over one's own mind and emotions. Stoicism, in its essence, is about finding serenity within ourselves, regardless of the chaos swirling in the world around us. It teaches us to differentiate between what we can control, our actions, beliefs, and attitudes, and what we can't, other people, the weather, or the march of time. By focusing on the former and accepting the latter, we can achieve a state of inner peace and resilience. This ancient philosophy is not a dusty relic of the past, but a vibrant guide to living in the present. The Stoics were practical thinkers. They were less concerned with theoretical speculation and more with pragmatic everyday living. Stoicism, thus, is a philosophy of action, not contemplation. It's about living in accordance with nature and reason, about making the best use of what's in our power and accepting the rest as it happens. In the digital age, where we are constantly bombarded with information and demands for our attention, Stoicism offers an antidote. It teaches us to remain calm amidst the storm, to focus on what truly matters and to let go of what doesn't. Stoicism, in essence, is a toolkit for surviving and thriving in a world of constant change and uncertainty. And this brings us to the heart of Stoicism, the Stoic virtues. These are wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are not just abstract ideals, but practical guides for living a good life. They remind us to act with integrity, face challenges bravely, treat others fairly, and manage our desires and emotions wisely. Now, let's dive into the Stoic tools that can help us conquer anxiety and uncertainty. The first Stoic tool we're going to explore is the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control, at its core, is a simple understanding. It's the recognition that some things are within our control and others are not. The Stoics believe that understanding and accepting this dichotomy is the key to maintaining inner peace and tranquility. Consider a chess game. You can control your moves, strategies, and how much time you spend studying the game. But you cannot control your opponent's moves, the outcome of the game, or the reactions of the spectators. This is the dichotomy of control in action. Applying this concept allows us to shift our focus from worrying about things we cannot control to taking action on things we can. It's a tool for managing our reactions to events both big and small. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You have an important meeting to attend, and the clock is ticking. Your initial reaction might be to panic, to honk your horn, or to curse the traffic gods, but here's where the dichotomy of control comes in. Can you control the traffic? No. Can you control time? Unfortunately not. So what can you control? Your reaction to the situation. You can choose to use this time to listen to a podcast, practice breathing exercises, or simply enjoy the quiet moment. Or consider a situation where a close friend is upset with you. You can't control their feelings or how they choose to express them, but you can control your response. You can choose to communicate openly, to listen, to empathize, and perhaps to apologize if necessary. The dichotomy of control is not about resignation or passivity. It's about focusing your energy where it can have the most impact. It's about understanding that while you can't control the waves of the ocean, you can learn to surf. By applying this tool in everyday situations, we can start to see a shift in our mindset. We can start to let go of our need to control everything and instead focus on what truly matters, our actions, our responses, and ultimately our inner peace. By understanding what we can and cannot control, we can reduce anxiety and uncertainty. The second Stoic tool is negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive, but bear with me. Negative visualization is not about fostering pessimism or nurturing fear. It's about preparing for life's inevitable ups and downs, and it can be a powerful ally in your quest for inner peace. Imagine for a moment that you're about to deliver a vital presentation at work. Naturally, you hope for the best, a smooth delivery, an engaged audience, a successful outcome. But what if things don't go as planned? What if the projector fails or you stumble over your words? Negative visualization encourages you to consider these possibilities, not to frighten you, but to prepare you. By visualizing these scenarios, you allow yourself to formulate a plan, a backup strategy. This preparation can significantly reduce your anxiety, as you're no longer caught off guard by unexpected hiccups. Let's take this into a more personal sphere. Consider a relationship you cherish, maybe a close friend or a family member. Visualizing the potential loss of this relationship can indeed be painful, but it also makes you appreciate the person more, right here, right now. It encourages you to express your love and gratitude while you still have the chance, fostering deeper connections and reducing regrets. So how can you apply negative visualization in your daily life? Start small. As you sip your morning coffee, consider how you would feel if it was suddenly unavailable. Embrace the discomfort, then let it go. This small act can help you appreciate the simple things in life and build resilience over time. As you grow more comfortable with this practice, extend it to larger aspects of your life, like your job, health, or relationships. Remember, the goal is not to dwell on the negative, but to prepare for it, to build resilience and to cultivate appreciation for what you have now. By visualizing negative outcomes, we can better prepare ourselves for any situation, reducing anxiety and uncertainty. Negative visualization is a tool for life, not just for the hard times. It's about embracing reality in all its forms and finding peace within ourselves, no matter what life throws our way. The third Stoic tool is the view from above. This is a powerful technique that involves visualizing ourselves from a higher vantage point. Imagine looking down at your life from a bird's eye view or even from the stars. From this perspective, our problems, which once seemed monumental, may begin to appear less significant. The view from above is not about dismissing our problems or feelings, it's about gaining a wider perspective. It's like looking at a map. When you're standing on a street corner, the world can seem vast and confusing. But when you look at a map, you can see the entire city laid out before you. You can see where you are, where you've been, and where you're going. Let's look at a practical example. Say you're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. From your car, the situation feels stressful, anxiety-inducing. But now, imagine looking down at this scene from above. From this vantage point, your car is just one of hundreds on the road. Your tardiness, a minor delay in the grand scheme of things. This perspective can help to diffuse the stress and anxiety you're feeling, or consider a personal conflict. From your point of view, it might feel like a major crisis. But when you visualize the situation from above, seeing all the people in your town, your country, your world, you realize how many people are probably facing similar conflicts at the same time. Suddenly, your problem doesn't seem quite so unique or insurmountable. The view from above can also be applied to feelings of uncertainty. When we're in the midst of a difficult decision, it can feel like we're lost in a dense forest. But if we can elevate our perspective, see the forest from above, we might just find a path that we couldn't see from the ground level. The view from above is a tool for perspective. It helps us to see our lives in the context of a bigger picture. It reminds us that our problems, no matter how big they seem, are just a small part of a much larger whole. With a broader perspective, our problems seem smaller, and our anxiety and uncertainty are reduced. The final Stoic tool we're going to discuss is amor fati, love of fate. At its heart, amor fati is about embracing life in all its forms, be it the good, the bad, or the indifferent. It's about understanding that the world doesn't bend to our will, but rather we must adapt and flow with it. Picture a leaf floating on a river. It doesn't fight the current, it doesn't resist or try to swim upstream. It simply goes with the flow, accepting wherever the water takes it. That's the essence of amor fati. It's about loving the river of life, not in spite of its twists and turns, but because of them. But how do we apply this to our everyday lives? Let's explore some practical examples. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. Your initial reaction might be frustration or anxiety about being late. But applying amor fati, you'd instead accept the situation and use it as an opportunity. Maybe it's a chance to listen to an audiobook, practice mindfulness, or simply enjoy a moment of quiet in your day. Or perhaps you've experienced a setback at work. Rather than dwelling on the negative, amor fati encourages you to embrace the challenge, accept the situation, learn from your mistakes, and use the experience to grow and improve. Amor fati is not about denying negative emotions or pretending everything is perfect. It's about shifting your perspective to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and uncertainty as a part of life's unpredictable beauty. This tool encourages us to let go of our need for control and to accept life as it unfolds. It's about understanding that we can't change the events of our lives, but we can change how we react to them. It's about finding peace in acceptance, strength in adversity, and joy in the unexpected. It's about loving life, not because it's easy or comfortable, but because it's the only life we have. By loving whatever happens to us, we can live more peacefully and reduce our anxiety and uncertainty. So, we've explored 4 powerful Stoic tools that can help us conquer anxiety and uncertainty. Our journey began with the dichotomy of control, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions, reactions, and attitudes, and let go of what we cannot, the actions of others, the whims of fate. By doing so, we can reduce anxiety and find peace in acceptance. Then we delved into the practice of negative visualization. This tool encourages us to contemplate potential negative outcomes, not to foster fear, but to cultivate preparedness and resilience. In imagining the worst-case scenarios, we rob them of their power over us, and we learn to appreciate the present moment more deeply. Our third stop was the view from above. Here we learn to zoom out from our immediate troubles and see our lives from a broader perspective. This cosmic viewpoint helps us realize our smallness in the grand scheme of things, and consequently the insignificance of our worries and anxieties. Finally, we embraced amor fati, the love of fate. This Stoic concept invites us to accept whatever life throws at us, not merely with resignation, but with enthusiasm. It teaches us to see every event, even the seemingly negative ones, as opportunities for growth and learning. These 4 Stoic tools are not relics of the past, but practical strategies for the modern world. In a society often plagued by fear, uncertainty, and a relentless pursuit of perfection, Stoicism offers a refreshing alternative. It doesn't promise a life free from troubles, but it does provide us with the mental armor to face them head-on. Stoicism reminds us that we are not passive victims of our circumstances, but active participants in shaping our responses. It teaches us that the source of our discontent lies not in the events themselves, but in our interpretation of those events. It encourages us to strip away the illusions of control over externalities and to invest our energy instead in cultivating a resilient, peaceful inner self. And perhaps most importantly, Stoicism promotes a sense of inner peace that is not dependent on external validation or material success, but on the knowledge that we are doing our best, that we are living in accordance with our values, and that we are capable of weathering whatever storms may come our way. So as we navigate the ebbs and flows of life, let us keep these Stoic tools close to hand. Let's remember the dichotomy of control when we feel helpless, negative visualization when we are gripped by fear, the view from above when we are overwhelmed by our problems, and amor fati when we are faced with adversity. Remember, the power to conquer anxiety and uncertainty lies within you, and Stoicism provides practical tools to unlock that power. Embrace Stoicism, conquer your fears, and find your inner peace.